violin position is very, very involved. It has many things to consider. So today I'm just going to talk about, once you've gotten the violin on your shoulder in the correct spot, and then your jawbone is sitting on the chin rest, all right? Once you have that established, and also the way that you're standing, the foot position, the whole body position, the hips, everything is very important. But then we have to make sure that this arm is acting correctly. So just a quick video on something that I see often over here that I think might help you. So once we found the right spot, and again, if you are interested in a video about how to position your violin correctly here, it may not be quite as simple as you think it is, because there's also the shoulder rest and the shoulder pad and all that. So it's quite a lengthy discussion. However, let's try to get the violin in the best spot that we can. And what I want to focus on today is the left arm and the hand, especially around the thumb and the fingers area. So when we are holding the violin, again, many teachers teach different approaches. So I like to go as natural as possible, because many violinists, as they progress in their career, many of them develop tension and injuries. And so I work with many of them, and I found that it's really best to try to find the most natural position that will foster the best technique possible. And so what I find is there's a lot of tension over here in every stage. Beginners have a lot of tension because this position is so awkward, and intermediates have problems because they're learning all these new things all the time, and then advanced players have trouble because their techniques they're doing are so difficult. So the foundation is very important. So what I want to say is what one of my teachers used to tell me is that the left hand should be in the shape of like a check mark, if you can see the check mark right there, or a tree branch. I like the tree branch idea because when I go and look at trees, depends on the type of tree, but the branch kind of looks, like this a little bit. And so it's just in this shape. And then when I go, I'm going to turn a bit. When I go and if I have it about like this, it can't be too like open like that. It has to be just the right size. And then when I just go and bring the neck down to it, boom, it just sits, okay? So if I try to take this violin off again, if it feels like you're grabbing, then there's too much tension already. If I lift the violin off and it's just kind of coming up, and then see my hand is still in that beautiful branch shape, and then it sits down again. I don't know if you can see that. There's a bit of a gap right there. There should be a little hole right there. We don't want to be pinching it. See that pinching? Don't pinch it. And don't also grab the thumb like this. You see that? That's not good. So we don't want to be pinching it, and we don't want to be putting the thumb like so strong like this. We just want to have that beautiful tree branch shape, just the right narrowness for the neck of the violin. This is the neck of the violin, to just sit down. Okay, and then I just test it. I kind of like do that and see. And I sometimes call this the bunny hole with my young students. So make sure the bunny hole is still there. Okay, and then you have to kind of find the right area, because then eventually you do have to curl your finger and then have the fingertip come down on the string. Okay, but you can see that the general tree branch is still there. Okay, so I like this approach because many times people think that they have to clamp down the violin here, and then they have to squeeze the neck over here, and there has to be a lot of grabbing and pressure going on. And if once you have that mentality, then you're going to be approaching everything you do on the violin with a lot of tension and stress. And we don't want that, because we'll get tired easily, we might hurt ourselves. So try to keep this beautiful shape over here, and just let the neck of the violin just drop onto the hand, and then just find the right height. Okay, so maybe your thumb should be like, kind of like sticking up. Maybe the thumb should be kind of below. I'm a huge advocate of individual anatomy and their physiologies, so I'm not very strict on where the thumb goes. I usually see when the student plays if they're able to just get around. Are they able to move the fingers around and do what they need to do? If they're struggling with it, then that means we need to make some adjustments to where how high the thumb actually is, or which spot it is. Some students, they like their thumb to be way back, so that way. Some of them like to have it more forward. Some of them like it more tall. Some of them like it more under. So it's, again, a lot of things about violin. I cannot give you a concrete answer, but I can definitely give you lots of tips, lots of things that I've used, lots of things that I see work well with many students that I've worked with to date, and hopefully they will be helpful to you. So again, doing these videos is a bit daunting because I feel that there's just so much information to cover. So I hope that you never think that I have exhausted every aspect of the topic, because that's not possible. I can only touch on a few things here and there. So if it's not working well for you still, then I'm sure it's because there are other elements that we need to address as well. And so if we get all the different parts of what you're doing to be pretty correct, then you're gonna see some really great results. But we just have to make sure that all the elements that are in play are functioning correctly. So hopefully by going over different topics that will be useful to you, and that also that I deem important and part of the basic technique, then hopefully I will be able to equip you with some tools that will help you in your private practice session and also in your performing. Have a great day.